So today's battle is between the predatory Katydid and the velvet worm. Let's get into this. So the predatory Katydid lives around North America, Asia, and Europe, and it can be up to 2 to 4 inches long. Now let's get into the velvet worm. Velvet worms live in North America, and it can be up to around like around, around 2 to 3 inches long. Yeah, but some can reach lengths up to 4 inches. So yeah. So let's compare their weapons. Mandibles versus string shots. So this easily goes to the string shots. If you don't know the velvet or secret weapon, well, let me tell you. Velvet worms, they may look slow, but they have this long-range projectile, and they're actually carnivores. They squirt this like sticky liquid out of their jaw, these little tubes out, which are their mouths. Oh no, okay, so it shoots a sticky liquid at its prey, and it gets them stuck. The slow velvet worm slowly crawls towards it, and maybe a couple more shots for good measure, and then done. It's eaten. It eats its prey. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Katydid, the predatory Katydid, it can like jump and pin down its opponents and also eat them with its mandibles. But the edge goes to the velvet worm. X factors. The X factors is that for the Katydid is that it can jump really high and camouflage. Meanwhile, the velvet worm can shoot sticky liquid. And it can camouflage into its environment as well. Okay. Main stats. Speed goes to the Katydid. Strength, Katydid. They're both tied when it comes to intelligence. Attack goes to the Katydid. Defense goes to the velvet worm. Okay, let's fight. Katydid is looking for food and sees a velvet worm. It thinks it never seen one before, but to him, it looks like a normal Katydid. It looks like a normal caterpillar thing to eat. So he crawls towards it and jumps. But the velvet worm actually dodges the attack and freaking shoots his he shoots his sticky liquid at the Katydid. The Katydid can't move and tries to escape, but ends up getting himself stuck even more. It's like that one meme. Ow! Ow! Call an ambulance, but not for me. There's that old guy meme. Call an ambulance, but not for me. If you guys know that meme, you're a legend. But anyway, he sprays it a couple more times, and the Katydid gets his mouth shut. He tries to bite out of it, but he gets his mouth like glued together. He can't do anything. He can't even jump. He can't even fly. As the velvet worm gets closer, oh yeah, the sticky liquid also burns you, but also burns the insect. So yeah. The velvet worm comes closer and closer and sprays a little bit more. The Katydid accepts his fate and gets his head chopped off by the velvet worm. Looks like the Katydid lost. Yeah, but anyway. Winner is the velvet worm. So, yeah. Verdict. I think the velvet worm, when going against the predatory Katydid, wins around 90% of the time. It's just, it's sticky liquid can do this, It's really effective. Yeah. Does the velvet one even have any predators? Wait. Okay. So basically, this velvet worm has no predators. Nothing eats this guy. You're telling me nothing eats this guy? So there's a report saying that this thing snagged a fucking tarantula. You know how big they are compared to this little worm? Jesus Christ! And this thing snatched the Katydid. So alternate ending. If there was an alternate ending, the predatory Katydid would have jumped on the velvet worm and ripped it apart. Okay, because the velvet worm it didn't notice it, but somehow it noticed it and dodged it in the original story. But in this alternate ending, the Katydid jumped on the velvet worm. The velvet worm tried to spray the Katydid, but isn't successful and then gets ripped apart by the Katydid. Katydid then starts eating, and yeah, the end. But I think the Velvet Worm would win 90% of the time. But who do you think would have won in a fight between a Velvet Worm and the Predatory Katydid? I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to subscribe and like. Bye bye.